I think one of the best definitions I've ever read of steampunk is it's a modern imagining of Victorian sensibilities looking to the future with Victorian machines.
It's technology from the 19th century that didn't exist then but exists now.
The Jules Verne, the submarines, the high technology that was imagined at that day and they were starting to build.
To me, steampunk, I think, is an aesthetic that comes out of like maybe fashion or science fiction from the late 1800s. There's a Victorian aspect to it.
A lot of the steampunk novels today, the music, the clothing, really do look back toward a 19th century aesthetic with a very futuristic view. So it really is the convergence of the past and the future today.
A Cache of Kinetic Art, simply Steampunk, takes its inspiration from the Morris Museum's own Guinness collection of mechanical instruments and automata. Both are about art in motion, kinetic art. Murto D. Guinness, an heir to the Guinness beer fortune, collected 18th and 19th century mechanical instruments and automata. His entire collection is now housed in a special wing at the Morris Museum. The current-day kinetic artists featured in the Simply Steampunk exhibition have devised their own very personal approaches to art in motion.
Creating a sculpture that then moves with the look that it could have been made 150, or 100 years ago, and that's sort of the goal of the steampunk movement.
I wanted a steampunk flying machine. What I like about it is most steampunk tends to be English Victorian, and just by my nature being an American, it has this American steamboat quality. And I wanted the piece to feel like the fella or lady that built it just scavenged disparate pieces from all over and cobbled it together into this crazy, whimsical machine.
My work is about spirituality, but when you have a mechanical sculpture and moves, it gives to you a feeling of time, that time is not still.
These pieces are an homage to a fellow named Thomas Wilfred, who was an incredibly talented light artist in the 20th century. The idea of a bright light shining on a dented reflective surface and casting organic-looking reflections. That's sort of at the heart of his work, and I've got a lot of that in these.
This is a square wave that's a representative of a triangle wave. The piece is called Spin Stack, and the way it works is it's mounted on 4 different turntables, and it kind of takes the idea of a turntable and makes it a little more difficult to use. So rather than just playing one record, each one of these lampshades has a specific sort of shape to it, and as the shape spins, it generates a soundtrack. And it's being read by a distance measuring sensor on the sound bar kind of right next to it. And that kind of is inspired by like a techno soundtrack.
I think this show is just amazing, and I'm so privileged to be a part of it. The pieces here are just awesome.